Hey everyone, it's Dee. Welcome back. We are going to be doing episode 3 of the Vintage Cookbook. And I wanted to show you really quick that when I did the episode 2 with you all, I did these 2 pages. And I went back after I completed the video and worked on it just a tad bit more and put some doodahs in it. I did these little doilies here in white. And I did a 50-cent ticket up here because I thought that was just so cute. And buttons and a salt and pepper embellishments down here. And I just thought the white flowed a little bit better. So what I would like to do today is continue. I'm going to use the back of this page that we created. And I took another page out of the book. And we're going to use this. So the first page, this page that we're going to work on is really not going to be anything too exciting. I found a while back actually, Authentique had this Saucy 5 collection, and it's all retro. It is just darling, and I bought it quite a while ago, but you know what? Gonna use it, and that's what it's all about. So I think what I'm gonna do for some adhesive on this page, because the paper is just sort of, you know, brittle and it's definitely vintage. I'm going to use a glue stick. I don't want to do any heavy wet glue on it. I'm just going to glue this down. And then I could go in later if it needs a little fine tuning on the edges with glue. We can do that. And I'm just going to lay this. I want to use this pattern here. And I'm going to lay it down this way. And just line that right up. Okay. See, like that little edge down there is sticking up, so we'll just go in there and glue that. Actually, the whole edge, we can get that down. Okay, so now we're gonna just cut right around it. Oops, took a little piece off. It's okay, it's smidgen. Alright, now, like I told you in the second video, whenever you're altering any papers that are going back into the binder, make sure you punch those holes out. And that way we can get it back into the binder. And for now, that's all that I'm really going to do for this side, because I don't know yet what I want to adhere to that side. So there you go. So that's pretty easy. The other page, what I would like to do, again, using Authentique, I'm going to use this gingham, that's a red gingham, and on this side there's this really cute woman. So I want to use her eventually. I don't know if I'll put her in this book or not or whatever, but I don't want to ruin that image. So I'm going to turn this sideways and just use this part to adhere right down onto here, and that way this remnant of the paper that's left over has her image on it. And we will be able to utilize that, or I don't know if I'll do it though in this book, but we'll see. But in any event, I'd like to salvage that part of the paper because she's way too cute. Alright, so we're going to turn it like this, and I'm going to put that, even that up right to the good thing about glue sticks, they come right back up if you can get it in time. Get that nice and even. Okay, and now we have this section over here to use at another time. And we'll cut that to size. And save her for another time, another project or page, wherever she winds up. Cut off that border, and then we're going to punch out our holes, and then we're going to use some black paper and part of Digital Collage Club's Mom's Recipe Journal Kit. I think she is a hoot with a scale. I mean, ugh. So what I'd like to do with her, I'm going to mat her to pop out the black everywhere in here. So we're actually, you know what, I could probably use some white glue on this. So I'll just do some glue around the edges, and then we will adhere it to the black, giving it a nice mat to pop out the black. Actually, I can't see it black on black. Okay, so put that there. And then I like to cut that down so it's straight. And I could do it by hand, but you get a better cut this way. Nice and even. Okay. There we go. So much better. And then she is going to go on here. Now, how I came about with all of this is I picked a recipe. There's just whatever I found in my mother's recipe. It came out to be beef stew. All right. My mother used to make this all the time when we were kids, and it was one of my favorite recipes that she made. Now, it seems similar to what's in here, so I'm assuming that's the recipe she used. And she cut it out and pasted it to this little card, and it fit perfectly here. This is a nice journaling spot, but I liked how that just symmetrically fit, so we're going to put that there. Okay, now because I'm strange, it has to do with beef, and I'm thinking, well, all right, like I like to theme things, so I said, well, there's a nice little scale here that would be really cute if we could utilize that. So I started thinking, and I went online and I found a site on Etsy, and I hope I'm saying this right, and I will post a link down below. It's called HaValoo, HAVALOO, and they sell different clip arts, and you can do anything with it. I mean, just really, really cute images. And what did I find? I found meat. Yes, meat. And I thought, look at that, isn't that cute? I thought that this is how I printed it out, and then I cut them out. So I thought, how cute would the meat be on the scale? I don't know, it's just what I saw in my head. So we have to put something on that scale. So I kind of stacked it like this. And let's see, bring that closer to the camera so you can see it. And because it's meat and you have to chop meat up in order to make a beef stew, I cut out on my silhouette a little cleaver. And in her hands here, I'd like her to hold it. So what I did was I took an X-Acto knife and I cut all around where her thumb is. And I peeled back her thumb a little bit. I know that sounds gross, but the image. And I'm going to place that cleaver in her hand. And then it kind of looks like she will be using it on the meat. I personally thought that was cute. So, being that this was one of my favorite meals that my mother made, I kind of want to represent that with a heart. So I took a piece of chipboard and I painted it, and I used a blue to match the blue in the scale and her dress. And I also have a doily, and somewhere I had, here we go, we got some washi tape. And I like this washi tape because it kind of reminded me, like, it's the perfect color with the meat. So what I want to do is put this down the side here. Make sure that's straight. All right, and then we're going to do this side. Because those margins were just a little too plain for me. And the great thing about washi tape too is it comes right back up. So for some reason, if you didn't want it or I didn't like it or whatever, it just comes right up. Okay, so we're going to glue this onto our adorable, funky, retro woman here. And just like that. And then what I would like to do, let's see, we need to distress this a bit. A little too white for me, since this background is definitely aged a bit, so we're gonna age this. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Sometimes it's hard with the lighting. I like to put that right in the corner because there's no writing or anything there. Put that there, and I like to put my heart here because it was one of my favorite recipes my mom made, and she always made it obviously because it's, you know, like a stew, you eat it in the winter, but I just have fond memories of her making that, and the house would smell so good, and if it was cold out and came home from school, it would be cooked, and oh, it was always delicious. And I still make it. It's a very good, for me at least, it's a very good recipe. Okay, so far this is what we have. And now, what I thought, and I'm going to try it, I think it'll look pretty cute. I have some letters here, and I wanted to do hopefully it'll look okay. And we'll get these placed down. Kind of wanted that on an angle. This is what I saw in my head. I don't know yet if I'm gonna keep it or not, but a lot of times when I see things, you know, in my mind's eye, you have to make it work because it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna find everything. And most of the time I do. I get these visuals. And I'm going to move this over a bit. Yeah, it definitely was a good recipe. I have to make it. Since we've had a really cold winter this year. Okay, I think it's going to fit. And so, got stew. And then that black, we'll pop the black out here. So, that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to glue that down. I'll do that off camera. And the last thing that I wanted to do with y'all was in the box that my mom, the recipe box, there was all these dividers and these like little green cards. So there was nothing alphabetically, they were just like in the back. So I thought that would be really cute to utilize. And here's another digital collage club from the Mom's Recipe Journal Kit. I was thinking of putting her onto that because it was a nice little fit on the card itself. Shiny. And then on the back, I painted the tab green because I didn't want the raw cardboard. And I have another paper pack from Authentique, but this is the 6x6. So I'm just going to adhere that down on this side. And then utilize that. And we're going to go right up to where that painted tab is. And then we're just going to trim it off. And I like it too because with the 6x6, it's a more of a smaller calico kind of print. And then we are going to put her on the front. And we'll give her maybe some placement a little bit lower. And another doily. So we're going to just distress that a bit. I think we'll put that on top, and I have a 25-cent ticket, and I'm going to put that right in the middle. And then I can possibly do some journaling or maybe like a saying or something with stickers, but I will do that in the next episode. I'm going to glue all of this down, and when I do episode 4, you will see how it all comes together, and I'll put it in a book. So I want to thank you for joining me, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you'd like to subscribe, I would appreciate it. And those that do subscribe, as always, thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoyed it. So I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.